Hi, I am Nipun, and I'm welcoming all of you for our group project presentation. We are consistent with 5 different members in our group, and each one of us will be guiding you throughout the presentation. We have picked a subject title which is PLC versus CFO Finance, since we were asked to take two different financial firms or any firm, but that has to be lying in the same industry. So in order to gather our relevant materials, we had this helping tool. Two of our members in our group are actively working in financial firms. So we had original documents and hands-on experience in order to find the sources. So moving on, since it is about PLC versus CFO finance, I'll give you sort of a background about how the leasing sector works, or like a given introduction. The Leasing Association of Sri Lanka is an association which is set up to promote, foster, protect and safeguard the interests of the leasing industry in Sri Lanka. The association also plays an important role in regulating the industry and its players, ensuring proper conduct by member companies. In Sri Lanka, leasing is an industry where many stakeholders, including the government, play an active role in day-to-day business operations. So the description goes further on, and like for me to really highlight the key areas, it is such a competitive market, the financial sector, and also in order to have the access or the initial establishment, you have to go through a certain procedure with the government. It has to be terms, policies, and too many conditions that you have to go through. Once the access is done, even for you to really be competitive in the market, there are certain aspects that you have to follow, because the stakeholder capacity is such a widely spreading matter when it comes to the financial sector, because you have keep ongoing processes throughout the time. So as I was giving the introduction this way, so I'll be moving on to the next slide, which gives the initial establishment infos and some other infos. So 2005 was the year Siapada Finance was established, while 1995 was the year People's Leasing Corporation was established. Siapada Finance is belonging to 30 branches, while PLC is belonging to 106 branches. Speaking of deposits, there are 9,334 million deposits in Siapada Finance, and PLC is entitled to 80,000 million deposits. Sambat Bank is the parental financial firm when it comes to Siapata Finance, and in PLC, the parental firm is the People's Bank. Speaking of other products that they are aligned with in order to make the processes or the operations, it is pretty much similar. There's no such a difference about the services that they make. So they are giving out leases, loans, deposits, margin trading, factoring, Islamic finance, gold loan insurance, and valuation. So that was pretty much about the introduction part. So the third slide is all about human capital analysis. I'm not going to read out all the statistics, but employee wise, since PLC is entitled to a large amount of branches, their employee rate is higher. But I was reading out all the statistics in 2018 in terms of the new recruitment, but also in Siapata Finance, there's not a huge difference between these two corporations, that they are hiring new employees as well, where along with the same ratio like PLC is hiring new employees. So that's pretty much about this table, and I'll be moving on to the next part. So I'll be discussing with you about the internal analysis that's going to take place in these financial firms. An internal analysis is an exploration of organization's competency, cost position, and competitive viability in the marketplace. Conducting an internal analysis often incorporates measures that provide useful information about organizations' strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Internal analysis is to help organizations develop a full awareness of all factors involved in making a business decision. As we all know, like SWOT analysis making you have a clear idea about all the positive factors and negative factors in a business firm. So if you are to understand all the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats, that simply means you can really have a healthy run if you are going to examine all of them elements together. So first component is going to be the strength. So I'll be moving on to the strength. It says in the strength part, there are credit ratings, innovative services, SME loans, credibility and public trust, government guaranteed deposits, flexible management and advanced technology, superior service and doorstep services, proper training and development system, customer loyalty and pursuit of quality, transparent structures, high degree of flexibility, and fast decisions. So it goes further on. Like if I'm to really talk about strength, like all of these factors has to be clearly maintained inside the business. That's the only place where you can have a smooth run inside the business. So moving on, it will be the negative side aspect, which is weaknesses. So it talks about there are less parking spaces in branches, lack of focus on suburb areas, underperforming branches, less promotion activities, high staff costs due to high level of employee qualifications in terms of academic expertise and experience. These are all drawbacks that when we are considering about the aspects of weaknesses, these are all going to be drawing back since you are not putting the complete output. So weakness has to be clearly maintained as well. So moving on, the next slide is talking about the opportunities. So the context is such as new markets in North and East after the war, emerging new premier class vehicle importers and primary agents, new development in transportation area such as highway express bus services, equipment and project financing area is developing with the new economic in infrastructure and service industries, poverty reduction and increase in income of middle class, increase in investment on stock market. So this was basically briefing you an idea about what type of opportunities are there for you to really seek in. If you are to really identify them or like to find them actually the precise way, you can really have the best out of best comparing to the other financial firms. The last component is trades. So it talks about volatile interest rate and devaluation of SLR, frequent changes in imports, tax structure on vehicles. Many small financial companies, leasing companies, have been started during the recent past, and also ICT changes. Since the SWOT analysis was done methodically in this way, uh, any given purpose, if you are to have long-term plans about both of these financial sector firms, it is clearly mentioned like all of these contexts or like the factors has to be taken into consider. So since I was studying about this, I have found out another internal growth factor. So I'm not going to go them into detail, but I will still stick out the basic factors or like the head factors about this. So the first one is there has to be knowledge improvement when it comes to internal growth. The second one is investment spread. The third one is no availability constraints. And the fourth one goes as strategic independence. And the fifth one is cultural management. These are some other factors that you can develop inside your business and it will grow internally as it is supporting your business ideas. So I have covered the introduction part and also I have gave you the internal analysis part. So since I'm concluded with my context, I'll be giving the next chance to Gihan as he is taking care of the financial analysis part. Thank you.
Thank you, Nipun. And now I'm going to analyzing financial sites in People's Leasing Finance PLC and Sepath Finance PLC. Financial analysis is the one of the internal analysis method, and it is the process of evaluating businesses, projects, budgets, and other finance-related transactions to determine their performance and suitability. Importance of the financial analysis. Financial analysis can help managers make future, future business decisions or review historical trends, past successes, and it helps investors choose the best possible investment opportunities and helpful to the government in analyzing taxation owed to the firm. Now we are look at the profit or loss analysis of the Siapath Finance PLC and People's Leasing Finance PLC. In 2018, Siapath Finance PLC net interest income is 6,395 million. Interest expenses 3,680 million. Net interest income 2,715 million. Net operating income 2,453 million, operating expenses 1,328 million, profit before income tax expenses 833 million, profit for the year 516 million. So uh, They have taken growth quantity of 18 million comparing 2017 and 2018. Now we are look at the profit or loss analysis of the People's Leasing and Finance PLC in 2018. Interest income 30,836 million. Interest expenses 15,645 million. Net interest income 15,190 million. Net operating income 17,089 million. Operating expenses 6,462 million. Profit before income tax expenses 6,585 million. Profit for the year they have taken 4,416 million and growth quantity 109 million comparing 2017 and 18. Now we are look at the shares analysis. This is not the international method, and we are using that method for the analysis of shares in Sepatha Finance PLC and People's Leasing and Finance PLC. 2018 shareholder funds in Sepatha Finance PLC 3,541 million and dividend per ordinary share 1,250 rupees. Share price 8 rupees and 50 cents. Net asset value per share 56 rupees. So now we are look at the share analysis of People's Leasing and Finance PLC in 2018. Shareholder funds 29 billion. Dividend per ordinary share 1,250 rupees. Share price 13 rupees and 40 cents. Net asset value per share 17 rupees and 11 cents. Now look at the financial position of People's Leasing Finance PLC and Sevata Finance PLC in 2018, and we are comparing last 2 years like that 2017 and 2018. Total assets of Sevata Finance PLC 36,166 million, and they have growth quantity of comparing 2018 and 2017 6,359 million. Total liabilities 32,625 million. Growth quantity 5,293 million. Total equity 3,540 million. Growth quantity 1,066 million. So now look at the financial position of People's Leasing and Finance PLC 2018, and we are comparing last 2 years like that 2017 and 2018 financial position. In 2018, People Leasing and Finance PLC have taken total assets 172,541 million. Their growth quantity 11,854 million. Total liabilities of People Leasing Finance PLC in 2018 143,940 million. Growth quantity 10,280 million. Total equity 28 28,603 million and growth quantity 1,574 million. So this is the financial analysis of Sepatha Finance PLC and People's Leasing and Finance PLC. So now I cordially invite Ms. Hasini to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Gihan. I'm going to explain external analysis. External analysis means examining the industry environment of the company, including factors such as competitive structures, competitive position, dynamic, and history. On a macro scale, external analysis include macroeconomics, global, political, social, demographic, and technological analysis. The primary purpose of external analysis is to determine the opportunities and threats in the industry or any segment that will drive profitability growth and volatility. External analysis, two models we used. First one, pastoral analysis, and other one, five focus model. Now I'm going to explain pastoral analysis. Pastoral analysis is an acronym for the tool used to identify the external factors facing an organization. The letters stand for the political, economic, social, technological, environmental, legal, depend on the organization. First one, political environment. Government instability, changing government policies to increase domestic savings, attract foreign investors. Economic environment. Lower interest rate, attract foreign investors to the market, reduction poverty, social, cultural, environmental. Changing customer lifestyle, people spend time to the social media. Most of the young people are doing their higher studies in foreign universities. Technological environmental. Government impact testing rating IT-based solution. Enhance the IT-based solution that deliver service in the customers such as online banking, mobile banking, internet banking, e-card, Visa, Master, shopping card like credit card like that. Legal environment, regulatory and supportivity framework for the central bank. The Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011 need to be complied with labor law in terms of employee contract wages, deduction, inquiries, etc. Finally, environment. Uh, Customers demand for the green products, environment safeguard, like that. Now I'm invite to Chamali continue this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Hasini. Fortas five forces analysis. Fortas five forces is model that identify and analyzes five competitive forces that shape every industry and helps determine an industry's weakness and strengths. Five forces analysis is frequently used to identify an industry structure to determine corporate strategy. Porter's model can be applied any segment of economy understand the level of competition with in the industry enhance company long-term profitability. First one is threat of new entrants. Low effect for leasing company. Experience and learning. They have high experience and learning culture. Differentiation and market penetration cost. Government restriction. High initial investment. Foreign banking entries. Skilled employees. Second one, the threat of substitutes. High effect for leasing company. Customer service, high customer responsiveness. There are around 40 substitute service providers in Sri Lanka. Main competitors are Valuable Finance PLC, Commercial Leasing PLC, Central Finance PLC. These services are substitute to each other and the customers can switch to alternatives. So the people leasing PLC and Siapatha Finance PLC is differentiation their service from the interest rate that they have given the benefit from innovation that improves the customer satisfaction such as trust. The bargaining power of customer. High effect for leasing company. Customers expect high quality service and high return on their investment. Switching cost of customers is low. Buyers are concentrated. Availability of existing substitutes. The technology. The bargaining power of supplier. Low effect for leasing company. Customer deposits, loan from financial institutions, mortgage loan, mortgage securities, factors affecting bargaining power, offshore operations, economic factors, providers of funds. Fifth one is rivalry between competitors. Low effect for leasing company. Barriers to exist are very high. Competitors have similar strategies. Less price competition. High fixed cost. Low level differentiation. Next, I invite Ms. Erandi to continue our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chamali. These recommendations are applicable to both finance company. First, I would like to explain what are these recommendations for this finance company. First one is recommended strategy for first recommendation. Conduct service promotion campaigns, motivate their employees to achieve their targets and give better training and development to enhance customer service. So why we are recommended this strategy? Because to overcome the issue of under of performing branches and less promotions activities, advantages encourage people to save improve the deposits higher revenue from each branch, and disadvantage is cost of marketing campaigns, cost of training and development programs. Second recommendation is recommended strategy is telemarketing through social media where the massive communication at no cost. So why we are recommended this strategy to promote the brand and the significant services among the people. Advantages no cost sustained to promote, but disadvantages only can address to a limited audience. Recommended strategy, another one is introduction of other banking services using internet technology. So why we are recommended this strategy? Only limited financial institutions have provided internet banking. Advantages more easy for customers, attract to more customers. Security risk is disadvantage in third recommendation. Fourth recommendation strategy, introduce new personal loans targeting lower level income earners like teachers and apparel workers. So why we are recommended as this strategy? Banks and other financial institutes are request many documents as well as it is more difficult them to get a loan as they have lower income. Advantage in increase the customer base. Company can ensure get bank the money by directly cut off the installment from the debtor salary. Disadvantage is there is a risk associated with the cut off the installment from apparel workers' salaries because they might leave the job. Finally, we are recommend conduct CSR projects. CSR project means corporate social responsibility. So why we are recommended this strategy to how they are socially responsible and to attract more clients. Advantage in this recommendation have built a good reputation and attract the customers. Disadvantage is time consuming and money consuming. Finally, in conclusion, People's Leasing PLC and Sepata Finance PLC is operated in high competitive industry. There are lots of financial institutions give separated products and services to attract and retain their customers. According to this analysis, both People Leasing PLC and Sepata Finance PLC also use both plan and up and coming strategies to make more value to customers and gain competitive advantages. So thank you very much. I would like to thank for Gihan, Hasini, Nipuna and Shamani for holding up all this while. Have a nice day. Thank you.